As a content creator, it's easy to get caught up in details that don't really matter in the long run. One of those details is the unfortunate reality that anybody who responds to your content at all is a vocal minority, and the numbers prove that.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate ya, complicate ya.
Time and again on YouTube, I've had to answer the hater question regarding what to do about haters. The truth of the matter is that this doesn't even need to be a question in the first place, because if you look at the numbers for many YouTube videos out there, anybody who responds at all is in a vocal minority. The extreme majority of people who watch YouTube videos, get this, just watch them. As an example of this, here's Rebecca Black's Friday video on YouTube, one of the most infamously hated and disliked songs of all time. This thing was a meme for years. But let's run the numbers. 3.7 million dislikes on this upload here. I believe it was re-uploaded too, so 3,700,000 divided by 144,251,665 views. Just one step away from 666. Whatever. Times 100. The dislikes on this video constitute 2.5% of its total audience. Ooh. Now let's go full on engagement Voltron here. 1,100,000 likes plus 3,700,000 dislikes plus 845,182 comments. And assuming the comments are all negative, but let's just say all the engagement divided by 144,251,665 times 100. If you bring in all the engagement together, it still constitutes just shy of 4% of the audience. Single-digit percent for the engagement out of the total audience for one of the most disliked videos on YouTube of all time. Disliking this video is a meme among so many people, and it's been that way for so many years. And yet, single-digit percent for the audience among all of the engagement, not just the dislikes. What this fundamentally means is that when creators let themselves get sidelined by people sending nasty comments or whatever, they're getting sidelined by a tiny percent of their audience. Believe it or not, the extreme majority of people on YouTube, get this, just want to watch stuff. So if you focus on that tiny amount of your audience that's being negative towards you, you are disregarding a massive majority of the folks watching your videos in many cases. And I can show you, or you can look for yourself on YouTube and find video after video after video after video after video where the views blow away all the engagement, no matter how many calls to action someone uses or how many times people are told to like or subscribe. Again and again, what we see from people is that people, get this, just want to watch stuff on YouTube. On the Twitch side of things, this gets even more interesting, because I hear people talk about, my chat's too quiet, or I have too many lurkers. I'll tell you something, though. This whole idea of lurkers being something bad is only a thing on Twitch. This is not a thing on YouTube, as we've just demonstrated. The extreme majority of people watching YouTube videos just want to watch the video. They're not going to interact. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. They're basically the YouTube equivalent of lurkers. But whoever complains about people like that over on YouTube, this is only a problem among certain people with certain attitudes on Twitch. In the context of all of this, creators often talk about their audience, pleasing their audience, making more content for their audience, all this stuff about their audience. Well, part of working with your audience is knowing who specifically your audience is. And that's demographics. That's knowing what kind of people are in your audience and acknowledging that the extreme majority of your audience, get this, just wants to see content. So keep making content, and you'll be basically making content for a large majority of your audience, aka the people that will watch your videos or watch your streams or whatever. In light of all of this, any kind of engagement at all, whether comments, chat, or otherwise, is pretty much relegated to a side feature. But that's the reality of the way things are. People just want to watch stuff. That's why they're there. If you let yourself get sidetracked too much into something else, you get away from the central focus of what content creation should be all about.